Hi. Okay, so I had a couple people ask if there was any way that I could do some fun lives about when I do little maintenance things or harvesting things in the garden. And so I was just about to come outside and harvest the seeds from these Rudbeckia plants. Well, there's one that's almost ready to be harvested, but I actually have some seeds right here. Well, these are dead heads from a client's Rudbeckia, black-eyed Susans, and I am going to harvest them off to ensure that I can have much more of these in my front yard next year. I love them. They're like little happy smiley face sunflowers, but they're not sunflowers, and they're very similar to echinacea, but they're not echinacea. And as far as medicinal properties go, there's just a ton, and I haven't used it personally, but the most popular one that I hear about all the time is that the roots of the plant are really good for worms, deworming. You steep it, you make a decoction and drink it like in a tea form. But yeah, Native Americans had just everything in the book to use these for. Not the flowers though, but they're pretty. So I want more of them. I want to fill this entire front area, and there's some easy ways to get a ton of seeds from the little heads. Now I'm going to take this camera off. Hopefully I don't drop it, because the only way that it sticks on my tripod is when it has no case on it, so fingers crossed. I'm going to turn this around somehow. Let's see here. There has to be a way to turn the camera around. Oh my god, I did it! Okay, so here's my little bitty. I only have one. This is my happy little bitty plant right here. Black-eyed Susan or Rudbeckia. Before you go and take off the heads, you want the seeds to be fully formed, and you want to get to it before the birds do, because they will. Oh, hello, little bee. You are so cute. I don't know if you can see it or not. There he is. But you want the seeds to be fully formed on the plant before you can take them off. And of course, the seeds are in the little pods. So for example, this one is not quite ready for me to pick it off. Why? Because the stem is still green. You want to wait until at least, probably about down to here is completely brown and dried out, and that means that the seeds are going to be fully developed. And then you pluck it off, or in this case, you just pluck off a whole bunch of them and stick them in a bucket. And then you want to let them sit someplace dry for quite a bit of time. Here, let me put this back. So I can use my hands. All right, let's see. So you want to let them sit someplace dry for quite a while to really dry out. And then this is how you harvest the seeds. So there are, there's going to be a couple things you need. The first thing you need is a kitchen strainer, a container. You can use like an old Folgers container or a sour cream container. This is Greek yogurt from Costco with a lid on it. You're going to want a couple of rocks or nuts and bolts or screws or something little and hard, and a paper plate. Make this a lot easier. So I'll take this back here and show you. Turn the camera around. Okay, so when you pound out the little heads here, you're going to get something called chaff and seeds. Chaff kind of looks like seeds. It is dry, but it is not seeds. But it can be kind of hard to tell the difference between the seeds and not. So I'm going to try and do it here on the camera. Okay, so let me first find a seed. There's a seed. Oh, come on. Did I just lose it? Well, let's do this. We'll make a clean space for us to look at and hope that it focuses. Come on, camera. Thank you. So the seed, they look like little tips to pencils, like little tips to pencils. They aren't going to have any of that clear, lighter brown stuff attached. So this is one, and goodness, I kind of need not binoculars. Oh, magnifying glasses to even see. And now the wind's not helping me. Okay, so we've got, there you go. I don't know if you can see these. They're teeny tiny. this and this and that. Those are the seeds that we're looking for. And some gardeners don't give a flying fajita, and they will just get all of this stuff out together, keep it in a little dry place, and then when the next season comes, they just sprinkle it out. Some gardeners will hand pick out the chaff from the seeds and make it really meticulous. There's a guy on YouTube I saw who was doing that, and I thought, wow, you are committed. I am not that committed. Instead, I am going to just do it kind of in between. In between. Not too nitpicky, not too not. Okay, now to stop talking and get on with what I need to do. So put this back again so you can see kind of. So you can see kind of. Now I'll come into the picture again. All right, so these, I'm not actually gonna nitpick these ones. I'm gonna just go. I just flick them into the dirt. Okay, so maybe we'll have a bunch of ones growing there anyways. So, I guess one thing I didn't mention you're gonna want to have is some snippers or clippers of some kind right here. Doot, doot. So, all you're gonna do is you're gonna snip off the heads of these and put them into your white or your little container. And you kind of want to be careful doing it because if you shake them around, you're going to get seeds all over the place. And you want as many as you can in your container. You're not going to fill it super full. I probably put, I don't know, 10 or 15 of them in there. There's not a ton in my bucket, but that's okay. I've seen these, so the funny thing is I've always wanted these in my garden for a long time, and this year they just seem to be everywhere. They are biannual, and that means that they'll bloom 2 times, well, for 2 years in a row, and then they're going to technically die. But you may have a place that has a lot of them over and over and over again, and that just means that they reseeded itself. And it does a pretty good job of reseeding themselves. They're not excellent, which is why a lot of gardeners do what I'm doing right here. So, or you could just want a hobby. You could just want to get experimental. So this process is the exact same for echinacea. Same for harvesting your echinacea seeds. You know, I think I might be able to do all of these in one container. Maybe. Well, almost all of them. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Can you see? I don't have a ton in there, just enough. Put the container on it. And this is where you shake it like crazy. Okay. Are you bored yet, people? Because I'm bringing the party. I'm bringing it to you. Okay, now I'm going to peek at it. Wow, that worked pretty good. They hold on to their seeds really well, so, you know, we just kind of got to... Shake it some more. Shake it like your mama baked it. That's not a sentence or a saying, but I'm making it up. Okay. Here we go. Oh, so exciting. Okay. You pick out the big pieces, and you put them on one paper plate. Okay, the big old pieces, because I promise you there is going to be more than you just got out of this little seed head. And there's little flowers, bits in here and everything. Okay, so I'm just picking out the big pieces. And then I'll take the camera and I'll show you what it looks like round 1 in here. It's kind of satisfying. I should have brought something to put everything on, but that's okay. This was literally a last-minute decision to make this live because people asked me for it. Okay. Here we go. Do you see? Can you see? It's kind of sunny. I can't see. So we've got seed, we've got flowers, we've got chaff in there, we've got everything. All right, let's do this. Turn it back around. So, hi again. Now you take your strainer and you take another paper plate and you're just going to strain it. And most of the seeds are going to go through and the flowers are going to stay on top. I'm gonna shake a little bit. And then you have another paper plate that you want to put the little leaves on. So if you look at this, it's really, don't know if you can see it. Did a good job of taking out the flowers. It is mostly just little pieces of chaff and seed in there, which is good enough for me, baby. So I'm gonna put this on another paper plate so I don't get it mixed up. All right, now you go back for round 2. But wow, this is pretty good. We sorted it really well. So again, I'm not like a nitpicky person. I'm not gonna sit there sorting out all of the chaff versus the seed. I'm just gonna kind of sift it that way and call it good. Okay, but these are not done. I swear there's going to be more in them. So we put them back in the bucket. Do this 3 times. The next time we are going to shake it. Come on, come on. Here we go, here we go. Come on, come on. Here we go, here we go. Come on, come on. If I could fast forward things for you, I would. Okay. Yep, there's a lot more. Actually, I think I can do a little bit longer. Over my head. Okay, all right. Woo! That is a lot more seed, actually. It's kind of funny. I mean, look at that. That's a lot of more seed that came out of those guys. They weren't kidding when they said they hold on to seeds like crazy. So, sifting again. We sift. Well, forgot. I'm supposed to take out the big pieces because that just makes it easier. Because I'm going to do this one more time after this, and then we're gonna just about be finished with this process. So don't forget that when you store your seeds, you want them in a nice, cool, dark, dry place, preferably not a Ziploc baggie, because if there's any moisture that's in there, it's gonna stay trapped and it's gonna ruin your seeds for the next year. That's why they sell online those little envelopes, seed packet envelopes. Plastic containers aren't great. If you want to put them in something glass or plastic container, just let it really sit out for quite a while. All right, we're gonna you get the process, right? You strain this again. I'm gonna do it. Let it sit out on your counter. So that way all the moisture is gone. Okay. Almost done. Now is the last round. We're gonna put our little seed heads back in our container for one last round, and this is where you use your nuts or bolts or screws that I mentioned earlier, and I didn't grab any. Oh, but look, I've got some rocks down here. Oh, here's a good rock. There's one rock, and do we have another? Hey, look, that's kind of a big rock. How enthusiastic do I want to get about shaking these up? Oh, hey, I see a rock. Whoa. Maybe 2 little rocks. There we go, 2 little rocks. I got him. Okay, I gotta stand up straight. I'm slouching down, which I could have just put the camera a little bit higher, so in that way I didn't have to slouch down and hurt my back. Okay, technical difficulties, guys. Round 1. Hey, look at that. You can still see me okay. Okay, we've got our rocks in with our little seed heads. I've got my lid. And now we really shake it. So last round. Hey, Macarena. Macarena. Hey, Macarena. I can hear the song in my head. Alright, I'm done with that. Kind of over it. There's only so many goofy things you can do while shaking a, small container. Alright. Take out the paper and the trash, or otherwise known as the seed heads and the rocks. And we won't get no spending cash. But when we finish doing that, we'll shake out the seeds and throw out the chaff. Yakety yak. Okay. That was pretty good. I was trying. Oh my god, there's a lot of seeds left in here. This is just crazy. Yeah, they hold on to them like crazy, and I want to get all the seeds I possibly can. Okay. Let's do this. Almost done. Almost done, almost done, almost done. All right. See? That's more. That's still more seeds. Isn't that crazy? Here, I'll show you this last round up close so you can see when I pour out the stuff. Here, look, I'll do this. I think I can do this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you see it? Oh my god, I think you can. All right. And I just pour that in there. And I don't really like smack it down or anything, but I do shake it a little bit to get to all layers of it. Wow, isn't that neat? And the bigger pieces are definitely shaft. And I was putting them right here because I'll just put those in my compost bin. And you know what's funny is there are a couple pieces of seed that I can see in here, like this one. The other way you can tell that they're seed is that they are a little bit, actually did a really good job of not getting any seeds in here. Oh, there's a couple right there though. Right there. So, the seeds are small, they don't have anything attached to them, and they are harder than the other stuff. When you go to pinch it, you can crush it, but not very easily. You really can't. So, yeah. If you want to get real nitpicky, you can go through here and get out the missing seeds, but you know, I am enthusiastic that I found just about all the seeds that I really need to collect. Oh, there's another one. Wow, okay. Alright, well maybe I'll become one of those people that just sits there nitpicking seeds. But look at this! This is a lot. I mean, there's dirt in here, which is fine. It's not really going to hurt anybody, especially if I just leave this out to dry a little bit. Yeah, not too shabby. Mostly anything that's in here that is bigger is a seed. There are lots and lots and lots of seeds that I can see, and I wish I could show you on the camera better, but you're just going to have to believe me, and if you try it on your own plants, you can see for yourself. So basically store this inside of a, well, I'd leave them on the counter like this for a little while, let them dry out. Oh, maybe 5 days, 4 or 5 days. In a dry place, either there or in your kitchen if it's not too humid and sweaty and wet. Oh, wow, wouldn't that be nice? Humid, sweaty, and wet in a kitchen? Okay, I won't go there. We're going to keep that in a seed packet, sprinkle them out in springtime, and you can have these beautiful flowers, these beautiful, joyful flowers in your garden for the next year. All right, thank you so much for watching this little live. I'm going to do one every Saturday. We'll do something fun and new. Talk to you soon.